Guys, welcome to Double Shot of Penguins, brought to you by our friends at the Moe's Southwest Grill. I'm Dejan Kovacevic. He is Chris Halleck, and we're from DK Pittsburgh Sports, and we are, well, in his case, literally geared up.
Yes.
For some Olympic hockey. That begins for the men's side tomorrow with a couple of completely irrelevant games.
Yes. I can't remember who plays on Wednesday, but the U.S.
Sweden
team
plays on Wednesday.
Okay, the U.S. team I know plays Latvia on Thursday. Let's see, Olympic men's schedule.
What are you looking at?
Let's see. Tomorrow we have Slovakia versus Finland, Sweden versus Italy. That's what it looks like. Let's see full schedule. I can pull that up.
Yeah. Well, anyway, the U.S. hockey team doesn't get going until
Thursday.
And they're all over there in Milan, Italy. The men's team, the U.S. men's team was watching the ongoing U.S. Canada women's game, which the Americans are leading 3-0.
That's why I'm wearing this right now, by the way. U.S. women are kicking Canada's butt right now.
Yeah, you only wish those preliminary games meant something. The rivalry between those two, it's not just teams, but the programs, top to bottom, is it's hard to describe the intensity of that rivalry. They're really the only two teams that can compete with each other in the world, and they most definitely do compete.
Oh, sure do.
Where the men are concerned. Yeah, we're going to be doing that after we let you know that at the Moe's Southwest Grill, you can get a value meal, $9.95 for this really significant burrito.
Yeah, and they call it a junior burrito.
They call it junior. They don't mean it when they say it. They also, it comes with 2 ounces of Moe's trademark queso that you're going to love, and then, of course, a drink to help take that down. Moe's Southwest Grill, right here in Market Square, but also across southwestern Pennsylvania.
I got 10 minutes from my house out in Westmoreland County.
Yeah, I think that's the only one where they don't say welcome to Moe's. The one, right? No?
I have heard it once there. They're slacking. They didn't get the message.
Okay.
But the food tastes the same.
I see how it goes. I see this American hockey team, Chris, as being flawed.
Yes.
Potentially fatally flawed. I don't know of anybody who has looked at this roster and said to themselves, now that's the team that I would have picked, the one that Bill Guerin ended up taking. I don't know of anybody who said, yeah, these are the right choices.
No, when you leave off, Jason Robertson, who ranks where in goals in the NHL, either way, he's high up on that list. And
he's number one among Americans.
Yeah. There are, and he's not the only one. Like, there are other guys that really could have gotten some serious consideration. And the one issue I have, I think, with this roster is it's almost like they put it together as if they're playing in the NHL.
What do you mean by that?
Like, you have Dylan Larkin and Brock Nelson and Vincent Trocheck and a bunch of guys that, like, you're not even allowed to fight. Like, I'm not saying that all those guys are fighting, but like,
okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Billy went really, really hard on grit.
Yeah.
And he feels like that's a thing that the Americans need to beat the Canadians. And to me, that's kind of an old school, outdated approach.
Yes.
To this. That was the way the Americans used to have to approach this. They don't anymore. They've got skill. They've got people who can
put the puck in the net.
Put the puck in the net. All you have to do is go back to Four Nations, which was more of an NHL brand of the game, and ask yourself, who was the Americans' best forward? Jake.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that because he was here.
No.
Jake was by far the best U.S. forward in that tournament. It was crazy the level at which Jake was playing. Okay. And then ask yourself, who was the best defenseman? That one's easy because he was the best defenseman in the entire tournament, and that was Jacob Slavin. I mean, Slavin was out of his mind.
He played so good in Four Nations.
It's crazy.
So good.
Now, let's just go through these because there are some people here that are. I don't mean to knock the entire team, and I understand that there's some guys that you have to carry because they're so talented. But right off the bat, on the first line, you've got yourself a massive mistake in having Austin Matthews be your captain. You just do. I'm sorry. He's a Maple Leaf. And I don't mean Maple Leaf like as in Canadian. No, he's from Arizona. I mean he's a Maple Leaf in that he's never won a damn thing. I think he shrinks from every bigger situation. Now, there have been players accused of this in all kinds of sports, and they can break out of it at some point because that's the law of average. This is the prevailing thinking, especially among the analytics people. That clutch stuff doesn't mean anything. And then the people inside the game will tell you that it does.
Yeah.
Matt Boldy won me over. I mean,
100%.
he's a heck of a player, but I'm way more interested in this second line that has Jack Eichel between the two Kachucks.
Yes, that line.
That's your American line.
That line was not only is it a good line because like you have the Kachuk brothers playing with each other, but that line was really, really good in Four Nations as well. It's the perfect blend of speed, skill, and just grit, tenacity.
All three of them.
Yeah.
All three of them.
Yes.
They're not even making an exception for Eichel because he's not a Kachuk. You know?
Yeah. It's a really, really good line. I understand the hesitation with Austin Matthews when it comes to making him captain. He's a Maple Leaf.
Yeah. There's nothing else to say. He's a Maple Leaf.
But he's so talented.
Yeah, the Maple Leaf.
Yeah.
Like one playoff goal in 160 some playoff games or whatever. No, he didn't even get into playoff games.
Yeah.
Third line has Dylan Larkin between Kyle Connor and Tage Thompson. And this is really where I have some of my more significant issues here. I don't understand specifically. And remember, you know, I follow the Winnipeg teams a little more closely than most. Very plainly, Mike Sullivan didn't have any use for Connor at Four Nations. Made him a healthy scratch, and I get Connor has this wonderful touch. He really does. A great skater and everything else. But that's your place for Robertson.
Agreed.
In my eyes, because, well, I know others would say JT Miller because JT's been terrible, but for the Rangers. But then you look at that fourth line and you see, well, hang on, did I finish a third line? It's Dylan Larkin between Kyle Connor and Tage Thompson. Thompson is a must. I mean, out of it. He could have had 4 goals against the Penguins Thursday night in Buffalo in that game I covered. She Loves, I think, stopped him cold twice. Heck, She Loves gets to stop him again.
That's the first game
if he plays, unless Latvia goes with Elvis Merzlikins. The fourth line is Brock Nelson between JT Miller and Jack Hughes. Now, I'm going to remind everybody, you got to have penalty killers. So there are penalty killers kind of spread throughout these 4 lines, but you got to have somebody, and that's Brock Nelson to me is a must. JT was not. Hughes was not. Hughes right now is a flawed player unto himself with that hand injury. He can barely shoot the puck. I'm not feeling this, Chris. I am not feeling this for the Americans, and I have in the past.
Yeah, I'm not either. I think and the thing
Vince
is,
Trocheck's a healthy scratch.
Yeah, well, and so is Clayton Keller. Clayton Keller's not in there either. And that's another guy who I look at like now I know that in one practice, that Clayton Keller was in these. I think he was on the 3rd or the 4th line on the left wing. I can't remember which one.
You know what this is? This is running it back.
Yeah.
This is running it back. That's all this is.
It's running it back, but this time you have Quinn Hughes. Because he couldn't play at Four Nations because of the injury.
Yeah.
But they
Quinn Hughes playing at a very, very high level.
Yes.
St. Paul these days.
Yeah. Now, granted, Four Nations, you didn't get a chance to see Jason Robertson play because he was I don't think he was injured, but he was coming off of an injury and he was very, very slowly progressing from that. He was not playing at the same level he is now. But again, when I look at, Kyle Connor, I'd much rather have Jason Robertson there. I just would.
Now on the back end, presuming that Slavin will play about 61% 1 minutes per game, which I really think he might. And I wouldn't have an issue with it. You also have, I'll just go through the pairings here. You mentioned Quinn Hughes. He's being paired with Charlie McAvoy. Slavin is with Brock Faber. That was the pairing at Four Nations. You wouldn't mess with that. And then you have your kind of wild card here. You have Noah Hannafin with Zach Werenski, who's having a better year than any of these people in Columbus. Werenski has been amazing. And it's going to be really neat to see how that works for the United States. They do have him on the right side, which has me a little bit concerned. But I understand having him out there. Jake Sanderson is your 7D from Ottawa. Obviously, a really, really good. They went with mobility back there. That's what the United States defense is.
And it's really, really good blue line. I mean, like who's the Hannafin is probably the worst of them.
When that's not, it's not even saying anything. Now, here's where in goal, I think between Connor Hellebuck and Jake Ottinger, you almost have to start with Hellebuck. Like you have to give him a chance.
I think so too.
To show that the tournament / playoff Winnipeg version of Hellebuck might one of these days break through in these settings. Okay. But it's yet to happen in an international play, and it's yet to happen in Winnipeg either, as everyone in Manitoba will tell you. And it's exasperating because all you want to see is just the regular plain old Hellebuck. I would imagine short tournament, short leash. You do have Ottinger.
Yes, you do. And the one thing about it, I think like some Americans might remember Ottinger, like when we're talking like last playoffs, you might remember him getting yanked in Game 7 in the playoffs last year by Pete DeBoer. I would beg you to instead go back and see what he did in the series. Now, granted, they lost the series, but what he did in Game 7 against Calgary in the playoffs a few years ago, he put Dallas on his back in that game. He was phenomenal. Big game on the road. Like Jake Ottinger to me is more of a big game goaltender. He's a really, really good safety net in case Connor Hellebuck can't show up and play well. And again, you're getting off to a pretty decent start. You're not thrown straight into the Lions Den. You're playing Latvia to start off. And then your second game is on Saturday against Denmark. And then it's a quick turnaround.
The Denmark Lars Ellers to you.
And then Sunday they'll turn around and play Germany. That'll be a much stiffer test.
Yeah, Germany's going to be you got challenges when you're going up against Germany anymore. It's a different world. For where that nation's hockey program has come, and not just the stars, not just the Leon Draisaitl and so forth. They've got guys that can make a difference. I think of this American team, and I still think more about the snubs than anything else here. I don't know how you don't take Robertson. We've mentioned that. I don't know how you don't take Cole Caulfield from Montreal.
It's another one.
I don't get that. He's so dynamic. He can hurt you in so many ways. Notably on the power play with that trigger from the left side. Adam Fox, I understand to an extent. He has fallen off.
He has. I'm not worried about the blue line. Now that makes me a little bit worried for the right side of the defense. But
when you're putting lefties over there,
yeah.
But that's also Sullivan's his coach now in New York, and this might be one of those cases where it worked against you.
No, 100%.
So I don't know, man. I'm not crazy about some of the selections here. I feel like they could have built this team. Let's put it this way. I feel like they could have built it in a way that you could have, kind of like what we were saying with Hellebuck, a first wave of this team. Go ahead. Let's see what you can do. Okay. But if you play here like you've been playing at Madison Square Garden, all you Rangers, you're out, and
Yeah.
we're going to replace you with Cole Caulfield and Jason Robertson and these other guys.
Mhm.
That would have made more sense to me.
I agree.
This doesn't allow for that, though.
It does
You're
not.
taking out one Ranger
Mhm.
and putting in another.
Yeah.
Trocheck.
Yeah. I don't like the putting Vince Trocheck on there over again. My number one snub is Jason Robertson. Cole Caulfield's another one. Who would you rather have on the roster? Cole Caulfield. Let's just say that Trocheck's not on there, Robertson is.
Okay.
And you want to put Caulfield on there too. Who would you take off? Would you take off Kyle Connor?
No, Austin Matthews. You know why?
Why is that?
Because he's a Maple Leaf.
You can't leave Austin Matthews off the.
I just did.
You can't.
Did you know what I would? If Austin Matthews, if I had to explain it to anybody, I'd show them Matthews completely leaving Connor McDavid alone to decide Four Nations. Because who thought that McDavid was going to hurt you wide open from the left dot there?
That's probably the most surprising thing to me about the Four Nations and Austin Matthews' performance. It's not even the fact that he didn't light the lamp.
Mm-hmm.
He's usually a very responsible 5-on-5 player in his own zone.
Except when?
Well, that's the thing.
Games that matter.
Yeah. I mean that because I'll take this back to Penguins. That game in Toronto that started that entire snowball into a terrible December.
Yeah.
Who sparked that for Toronto? It was Matthews. Matthews is the one who sparked that, making a play in his own zone. And gets it going the other way, and Toronto gets moving. And yeah,
I see some commentary in our ongoing live chat here on the video that Brian Rust was a snub. I don't think anybody would characterize Rust as a snub, but Rust was invited to the preliminary camp. I can't remember there's another term for it, the orientation camp or something like that last summer up in Calgary. So he was part of the program. He was part of the process and everything. Rusty knew he wasn't gonna make this team, but I'll tell you what, if he did, he wouldn't have been apologizing.
Oh no,
at all.
And
for it is he's what you want in a tournament, a short tournament where you can have significant injuries, is somebody who can move up and down the lines. You also want somebody who can kill penalties.
He can do all that.
No less an authority than Sully himself has called Rust an elite penalty killer in the NHL. And anybody who wants evidence of that, watch that game Thursday in Buffalo.
Yeah.
That was one of the better PK, if not the best PK performances individually of Rust's career. Almost as if he was sending a little bit of a farewell signal to the lads as they head overseas without him. So snub, no, but he was left off. Yes.
I do think Robertson's more of a snub. Caulfield's more of a snub. You could probably say Fox is more of a snub, but I don't think Rust is that far down the list. When you look at everything that Rust can do, he can put the puck in the net. And like you said, he can kill penalties. That's a really valuable guy to have in your bottom six in a tournament like this. Because it's not like you're just to me, at this stage of his career and with the way that they're playing right now, I'm sorry. If it just comes down to it in a vacuum, who would I rather have on my US roster, Vincent Trocheck or Brian Rust? I'd rather have Brian Rust.
Yeah.
That's just how I feel about it.
But Rust's not a Ranger.
Right.
And you got to take all the defective Rangers over there because the Rangers are just having themselves one heck of a season.
They really are.
That's really, really good stuff here. Let's take a real quick look here. Well, we have a couple minutes.
Team Canada.
At Team Canada's lines, which I found interesting. These are their actual practice lines so far in Milan. Connor McDavid is between Macklin Celebrini and Tom Wilson. Say what you want about Wilson, but he's actually earned that spot. I mean, just in a hockey context. Celebrini also has really earned. I mean, Celebrini's starting to put himself into categories that you're not really all that comfortable putting teenagers in. Okay? He looks special. Like San Jose really got one.
Yeah.
Second line has Nathan McKinnon between Nick Suzuki and Brad Marchand. I totally understand having Marchand on there. I don't care how old he is. If you saw what he just did
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
in the biggest games, that's not an honor pick there. That's a we need that Florida version of him that the Panthers just got. Sid is on a third line, which sounds hilarious.
I know, right?
Doesn't it? It looks stupid on the chart.
It does. But when you're talking about McKinnon and McDavid,
But he's in there between two Vegas players, Mark Stone and Mitch Marner, who, by the way, now gets to function fully in these things. Since you know why?
He's not
a Maple Leaf anymore. He is free from the shackles of his Maple Leafdom.
So all Austin Matthews needs to do is go play for another team.
So then comes Bo Horvat between Brandon Hagel and Sam Reinhart. Obviously, Reinhart is there on merit. Horvat and Hagel, I get it. I mean, you got to do some different things, to win these tournaments.
The defense is just ridiculous.
I can't stand it. You read those. I can't. That's all these guys on one team.
Top pairing is Devin Taves with Cale Makar.
That all by itself is stupid.
Yes, it is.
No. I mean that it happens in the actual NHL.
The second pairing is Josh Morrissey with Colton Parayko, and then the third pairing is Drew Doughty with Thomas Harley. Again, and then the seventh defenseman right now is Shea Theodore. I mean, by the way, Thomas Harley, I don't know if people really they don't know about Thomas Harley because Miro Heiskanen gets all the accolades in Dallas. Oh, he absolutely should. But Thomas Harley is an absolutely phenomenal defenseman. That for that being your third right defenseman.
Yeah, and Doughty's there as the old man pick, but he's an old man who's still playing well.
Yeah.
In LA. We talk about Canada's goaltending.
Can we talk about Canada's power play really quick?
Yeah, go ahead. But then I get to do the goaltending.
Their first power play unit on the I don't even want to read it. From practice, you had Sam Reinhart, Nathan McKinnon, Sidney Crosby, Connor McDavid, Cale Makar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your second power play unit might be better than like almost every other team's.
Oh, it is
in the entire tournament.
Stone, Celebrini, and Horvat up front. Theodore and Marner is back on the right point. He does a lot of that sort of thing here. But yeah, Canada's first power play is just gross.
It's disgusting.
It just shouldn't exist.
It should not. You should not be allowed.
No, this is the ref should just blow the whistle, put his arm up and say, I'm sorry, that's too much awesomeness on the ice. Get out of here. Now, what Canada has not had in some time is a
goaltender,
quote unquote, I guess you could say franchise goaltender. They really don't. Now, Logan Thompson has become a nice piece in Washington, so he has bailed them out to an extent. They still have Jordan Binnington, who, speaking of bailed them out, did that in 4 Nations.
Yeah.
But my goodness, it's not what it was.
No, it's not.
Can I throw in one other observation about Team Canada? Not a lot of people realize. You know, there's no French players.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah. Well, up there, it's more than interesting.
Yeah. But no, but seriously, there's no,
And just because I said Shea Theodore doesn't mean he is that.
Really quick, I know we're almost out of time, but you've been mentioning Team Sweden. Do you want to take a look at their lines really quick?
No, it's so funny that you ask. But yes.
I mean, because this team might end up.
I have it on good authority that the Swedes are going to win this thing. From a couple of guys who I might or might not have heard that from Thursday in Buffalo on their way out the door. They are both Erik Karlsson and Rickard Rakell are sky high.
They should be
about what this team can do, and they should be. Ready? Let's do it.
Yeah,
let's do it. We can do this
really quick.
Lines. First line is yeah, I know. Joel Eriksson Ek in the middle between Philip Forsberg and Adrian Kempe. Elias Lindholm between Lucas Raymond and Jesper Bratt. That's their second. Third line has Mika Zibanejad, who can still play.
Oh, he's still
despite being a Ranger.
He's still very good.
Between Elias Pettersson, who knows, and Raquel is on your third line, and then Alex Wenberg is between Pontus Holmberg and Gabe Landeskog. It's just such a great story that Landeskog can be part of this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It really is.
Even if it's the fourth line. All right, the blue line.
Mm-hmm.
Sit down. Gustav Forsling and Rasmus Dahlin are your top pairing.
That's gross.
Victor Hedman, who's back and presumably all the way healthy.
Yep.
And Rasmus Anderson. And then Carlson's on your third pair.
He's the third right defenseman.
Him and Philip Broberg are there.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have no idea who the heck Philip Broberg is. Do you?
I
have no idea who that is.
I don't.
But it doesn't matter. You know why?
It
Doesn't matter. Because the people behind them aren't going to be giving anything up, because they have Philip Gustafson starting and they have Jacob Markstrom. And by the way, a guy who's considered day-to-day right now in injury is, William Nylander.
Yeah, yeah.
Guys, we have to go to Sweden.
Remember Sweden.
Sweden. When we're heading on over to do the football show. Please join us over there. Bye-bye.